Hey kids, welcome back to the Open Mic Diaries. Just to recap what this channel is all about, I am filming all my sets and putting them up here unedited with some commentary. I'm almost 60 years old and I started doing stand-up when I was 52, took some time off and decided to be, I guess, a little bit different kind of comedian, from going from squeaky clean to being more like how I am. This is my documenting what I do as I do it. So you get the unedited and uncut sets. This is part 2 of a 4 mic week that I had that's got a lot of new material. I wrote quite a bit the week before or the weekend, and it was enough stuff that was in the same subject matter of me turning 60 this year that I wanted to try out and see what stuck and what didn't stick. So let's get right into part 2 after I ask you to subscribe. So if you like what you see, subscribe. I can't do all the fancy stuff. So subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's cool. That's cool. I'm fine. But let's dive in, okay?
I'm turning 60 this year, and thank you. I intend to act my age because I'm tired of old people being in denial of how old they are, and I'm really tired of the age is just a number thing, because your age is a number that indicates how old you are. You can't say it's just a number, because numbers are real, and whatever you're thinking is not real. If you got 2 apples, you can't say it's 1 apple. So if I'm going to be 60, I'm going to be 60. I'm not just a number. It's 60. Thank you. That was my first joke.
So that went better the first time because I said it better. I don't know if I was trying to add stuff or whatever, but all the crap I put at the end of the joke was just not worth it. Wow. That's actually painful to watch. Me screwing up a joke that did okay like an hour earlier, maybe 45 minutes. Wow. Okay, let's go.
This absolute bullshit about 60 being the new 40, that's wrong. It's totally wrong. It's only 60 is the new 40 if you're 40 in 1739. Then you're close. You're right in the ballpark if you're 40 at 1739. Because I'm almost 60 and I have tendonitis in my thumb from using a mouse for my computer. Yeah, you laughed at that.
Wow. This is when I decided the audience was going to be against me. And I mean, they just weren't there. Silence. If you ever do an open mic or you ever do comedy, you'll know that silence, it's just like sticking a knife in your heart. And it never gets any better. The only thing is the recovery time gets better, because after a couple minutes after I stopped my set, I was fine. I was ready to leave, but I was fine.
Pleasures. Yeah, don't. One thing I would hope you young people don't do is diss us old people for having a lot of hair in our ear and our nose. Because I'm at the point right now where I'm trimming my nose hair and ear hair 3 times a day, and I'm about to give up. And I understand why people are giving up. I mean, I'm going through the trimmers like, 3 a week. Those electric trimmers for the nose and the ear, I'm going through like 3 a week. That was a joke.
I think I killed this one or put it back up on the shelf after I did it that time. But maybe I did it one more time. I don't know. Anywho, I don't like it. I'm not going to do it again for a good long while.
One clear indication that you're old is if you hate on Saturday Night Live. Old people are always saying, yeah, Saturday Night Live's not funny anymore. Guess what, kids? Saturday Night Live was never funny. Never. They always had one funny skit, and everybody says it was the best thing ever, and that's it. Every year, it's one funny skit per show, and that's all you get. So if you're complaining about Saturday Night Live, you're old. Thank you. That was
Yeah, that was. Sometimes I just want to. I want you to experience the silence I experienced. So that pause was because of that. Oh man. So, I mean, it's funny. I put too much at the end. What can I say?
another joke I wrote. Are there any Civil War reenactors here this evening? I'm surprised. So I'm not hating on Civil War reenactors. I think it's important that we take the worst times in the history of our country and reenact them so we don't forget. And that's why I'm totally behind 9/11 reenactors and school shooting reenactors. I think it's very important that we do this, and I just don't want to see people fighting to be George Bush. Thanks.
So, I mean, here's what I used to do. When a mic was going bad, I would just dip into the stuff that I know works. And it didn't make it any better because the people, it's a bar and nobody was expecting an open mic. It's only been going for a couple months, so nobody was expecting an open mic. I will now just plow through it, say everything out loud, just so I can watch the tape and decide what kind of phrasing, what kind of words, how to raise and lower my voice and all that kind of shit. That's all I'm trying to figure out because the crowd is not going to come around. I think after this though, it was this one or the next one, I did something that's tried and true and it didn't land either.
Wrote that one today. So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna end with a pot joke. So, folks, I like edibles, but I sure would like edibles to be predictable because they just aren't, are they? And you think R&D could do something about that. But you know, I take an edible before I go to a party to get rid of the social anxiety, and I'm asleep on the dog bed in 2 hours, kids. Thanks. That's a tried and tested joke. I'm glad you laughed at that.
Yeah,
And,
the guy playing pool liked
I
it.
take an edible just so I can sleep, and at 2 a.m. I'm rearranging everything in the refrigerator by the way it sounds when I chew it. Thank you. I'm Scott Curtis, and I'm probably taller than you.
Yeah, so that's one I've done quite a few times in a few different ways, but I ended on that because I had cut a couple from the first one, and I don't really care about filling my whole time. I just want to say the things I want to say, so sometimes I'm right up against 5 minutes for a 5-minute set, and sometimes I do 4. But yeah, I mean, the mic itself was terrible just because the folks weren't into it. But and when I say a mic is terrible, I'm not, just so you know, I'm not dissing the host. That it's not their fault. There was a lot of comedians there. They were, you know, going out smoking and stuff like that, so they were in and out. They had already heard everything the mic before. So, you know, I'm never dissing the host when I say it's a shitty mic. Unless it's a shitty mic with a shitty host, and then I'll just diss everything. But yeah, it was, you know, that kind of stuff used to keep me awake at night, but, you know, I felt bad for about 2 minutes and left. So I rate my presentation probably a D just because I wasn't feeling it. And I had already done it the first mic and kind of knew what I wanted to do, and then just screwed up a couple jokes because I was adding words. You don't add words to jokes, you subtract words. Well, there you go. That's part 2 of my 4 mic week. Part 3 will have more jokes at a different place. So if you like what you see here on the Open Mic Diaries, this is where I ask you to subscribe again. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, hit the subscribe button, the notifications button, and all the stuff that people on YouTube want you to do. I'm Scott Curtis, and I'm done talking now.